Welcome back. Nope, that's not how you do it. You don't welcome people back to something that hasn't
started yet.
Maybe that's the start of the 8.
Yeah.
That's 8.
This is the 8. All right.
Well, this week on the 8, I figure I'll reverse it and now do the opening after the closing.
Great. We're a hot mess.
You just made, I thought you were wearing sunglasses on your head for a second.
No.
You just made like yes. It was such like a professional news station.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
And now for the news.
We tried doing that one week and it didn't work.
I know. It didn't. Let's go natural.
Cool. Fantastic. Are we just doing this thing?
Great. Let's do it.
Okay. So obviously, yep.
Are you mic'd up this week?
Yes.
I like the purposeful scream into the mic.
Jesus, you are there.
I'm here.
That's great.
Can we just
Oh, man.
call her like Emily God?
No.
Can you just talk down from high above?
If only your name worked like Jesus did.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I mean,
Gilman.
Kanye can do it. Gilman.
Gilman.
All right. Sorry.
All right.
I'm focused.
So with the end of the year, it's time for a lot of brands, publications, anything. It's kind of like year in review wrap-ups. 1851 is no exception. So we took a look back at some of the things that worked and what didn't work, specifically in marketing throughout the year. So some of the insight that we got, this will come as a huge surprise to you, I'm sure, but a combination of, PR, a little bit of social, a little bit of digital. I know, it's wild. And then just sticking with like straight up traditional on its own doesn't seem to be cutting it anymore, which if you don't know that already, then it's 2019, it's time. So it's almost 2018 or 2019.
I'm saying like
Figure it out. Get it together.
Yeah, get it together. I like that story.
It's a good one. All right, Fran Leberty.
I got nothing to add on that one. But I
Good
agree.
one. Yeah.
I concur.
All right, Fran Leberty. I don't have one this week, so I'm letting Nick choose who the Fran Leberty is.
Fine. I will choose. However, who did you propose as the Fran Leberty?
Me.
Why?
Because I deserve it.
She does deserve it. Look, the Fran Leberty for this week is not one of you franchise people. It's one of us franchise people. Cassie, Emily, our amazing writers, Christina and Maddie and Katie, Lauren Moorman, as many of you.
Leading the charge. Yeah.
And all of our staff that has wrote great things this year. You know what? That's the Fran Leberty, because it takes a lot of patience to listen to some franchisees. It takes a lot of franchise to listen to a lot of franchises.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of patience to nail the stories or hunt for them as it relates to your brands. I'm gonna just throw it out there. I appreciate all of y'all.
We appreciate you too, Nick. That was a nice moment.
You do. Emily just nodded her head like, I disagree with this one.
Nah, I disagree.
I'm on a delay.
I wish that we had that on.
I know, we need to figure this out. Me vote too.
Yeah, that's true. All right, fresh money. So obviously, if you're someone that's looking to get into the industry, you need to figure out your way around an FDD and how to navigate it. So there are a ton of resources out there. We're going to be running an issue in the spring that breaks down FDDs and kind of what goes into them on both sides. But this week we're highlighting there was a kind of new thing put out by Canadian Business Franchise that breaks down the 3 different types of FDDs, what you need to know. It's just an overwhelming document, to say the least, so it's helpful to have some tips that can help you figure it out.
2 comments. Comment 1, think back to when you were a young child.
Yes.
Do you ever think that you would utter the words FDD?
Disclosure document? No.
Right.
3 years ago, I didn't think I was going to ever utter that.
Secondly, it's kind of cool. Sean hosted a mini seminar with our writers last week to go through what an FDD is, and it's not easy to comprehend all of the fundamentals that go in it, or how do the working parts work. But I find it cool that at least as perceived younger business, we're investing a lot of time into making sure that our team understands the fundamentals, so that when we're telling stories, it pays dividends for those that are trying to read it. Because even a new prospect, it can be overwhelming the entire process. No, you can't just buy on day one. You can't walk in a franchise and say, I want to become a franchisee.
Yeah.
What is this item 19, and how are franchisors using it to leverage their numbers, and what are the truths behind it, or the questions that you should be asking a franchisee? So it's good that we're constantly trying to educate our team on what it is. So
We're not going in
it.
blind. Yeah.
I feel very appreciative today.
Good. It's not a bad thing to be in. Tis
No.
the season.
Tis the season.
All right, Fran. You write your France very far in advance, and I don't know what kind of, like, whatever it is that makes it work out so well, so I love this Fran this week. So there's a saying, subtraction is hard, addition is easy. So...
Well, Emily's face just went like this. Yep. Continue.
So basically, and you tell me if I'm wrong, but I loved editing this. So it's basically, obviously, having anyone leave your organization, removing someone from your organization is going to be difficult because it caused disruption. And it's always thought that addition is going to be the easier way to go, but in theory, it doesn't always work out that way. So it's something that needs to be taken into consideration.
Like, I'm going to go ahead and throw this out there. Holy shit. like listen to what for disclosure. No BS here. I turn those in like
Literally, month and a half in advance.
For any of you that
Yeah,
okay.
it's true. I have the receipts.
I've thank you. I've learned a lot as a leader about people and culture. One of the big moves we did as a business at No Limit Agency in 1851 and Estate Envy this year was understand that as much as you want to crack the human code, you can't. I mean, we've done a really good job where our HR department was the collective, and this year we recruited an awesome head of people and culture to start changing the way that we're looking at recruiting, because what my job is as the leader of this organization to what we deliver back to our clients and to our readers from an experience level is we got to piece together the most kick-ass team that possibly exists, and we cannot cut corners on that. But kick-ass team is not just finding super talented people, because most people are super talented in something that they do. It's also finding people that can buy into the vision of what you're trying to do. And when we're trying to disrupt, I love that word, but disrupt the way that stories are delivered, we need to make sure that we're aligning it here. So the timing's interesting. I like mentally, I didn't even remember that I wrote that thing, but you know, it's true. In order, there is a lot of truth, whether you're a franchise brand, you're a franchisee, maybe you scaled too fast to taking 2 steps backwards, take 1 step backwards to go 2 steps forward. That just pausing and making sure you have the right fundamentals will prepare your business for better growth. And frankly, when you're in a company and you're dealing with people and building relationships with people, the responsibility that comes alongside making sure that you have a team of people that follow the core values of your business is really essential, because behaviors that aren't aligned can create a lot of uncomfortable situations, whether the business is sound or not. So yeah, I really enjoyed writing that one.
It's a good one.
I think there's a lot of good insight in there, and there's nothing personal about it.
Branching forward.
Branching forward.
All right. So will convenience stores be branching forward into 2019 and beyond? I think is an interesting question.
I'm not shaking my head at your question. I was like, will convenience? I was like and then I went
like,
to Will
what is
Smith.
she talking about?
I'm like, who's Will Convenience?
Will Convenience, our friend Liberty.
All right, go ahead.
So obviously with players like Amazon, they have Prime Now. The whole purpose of a convenience store is so that it's convenient to your life, but now there are things that are going to deliver things straight to your door. That was like the worst sentence I've ever said. But there are places that will bring whatever you want right to you, so people aren't running out as much to a 7-Eleven or something like that anymore. But if they start incorporating delivery, I think that it's possible, and adapting. I think that they're already doing that. Like, you can Postmates from certain places, but...
This is a big statement, so I'm going to put that asterisk in front of it. There's still some middle ground between like the entitlement that comes along with convenience is not true entitlement, meaning people want things when they want it. They like when Amazon started testing, like give us the keys to your car or unlock your car and we'll put it in your trunk or something. Like people are like, that's crossing the line. They super want convenience, but they also want to be in control. And then the entitlement mindset when it comes to convenience is I want it all and I want it now. So there's still going to be like I don't know that it's completely defined what that middle ground is. I'll say like Dunkin' Donuts, who's a constant sponsor of what goes into my belly every day. It took me a while, but eventually I decided I was done standing in line when I went there, and I downloaded their Perks app, and now I park my car or I get off the train, I submit my order, I walk in there, it's right there for me to pick it up. Would I want it delivered into my office? For me, that would feel lazy, and I enjoy the process of retrieving my coffee. So I think we take an entitled viewpoint on everything, but the truths that exist with us, we still want some of our privacy, and we still want some of the control. So I think we're close to defining what that equals. The Chipotles, the Qdobas, the fast casual pizza concepts, the self-serve frozen yogurt places, like it's starting to hit other areas of our world. On demand, fast forward through commercials. But at some point, it's going to go over the line, and then us as human beings are going to say, pause. That's where it stops.
Yeah.
Frant 2.
I like it.
Sorry.
All right. Fran Funny.
Emily?
Shoot. Okay.
Why did the Grinch go to the liquor store?
She's really good
I mean, I
at
wanted
this.
to say.
She
'cause he
really
got-
is. No, say what you wanted to say.
Well, just because he wants to get bombed, but I mean,
Disappointment.
something that's actually.
See, her
Wait, why?
punchlines are still so good.
I know.
It's like, who cares what the other one is?
Exactly. Yours are always better than.
Why did the Grinch go to the
Yeah.
liquor store?
Yeah.
Because he wanted to find a reason to like Christmas. Like I don't know.
You're so close. Yeah.
The only way he could like Christmas is if he was wasted.
If he got lit. No, but like.
Keep going, keep going, keep going.
Okay. Think about something else. What's another name for alcohol?
Booze, liquor.
It's kind of like old school. It's also the name of an airline. A
Syrup.
horrible airline. It starts with an S.
Spirit?
Yes.
Oh, he wanted to get in the Christmas spirit.
Yeah, the holiday
Okay.
spirits.
I got
Holiday
there.
spirits. So you got
Like, whatever.
some
You were like right there.
I was there.
brutal spiked eggnog. Don't buy the pre-mixed stuff. It's crap.
I don't like eggnog.
Gross.
I love eggnog.
That's what I think.
Like my body just like shivered in excitement of the thought of the taste of eggnog.
You do eggnog Fridays.
Oh, it's
Cider
happening right
Fridays.
now. Oh, this feels great.
He doesn't even need the alcohol
Like the
to get
Christmas
the buzz.
spirit like just takes over my entire body.
It's true. It does.
Okay.
All right. For inspiration.
For inspiration.
So this comes from Jackie Lobdell, who is the executive director of franchise development at Slim Chickens. So in an article about how brands can start preparing for the new year or continue preparing for the new year, it's so important to plan extensively into next year. Beyond that, you must execute against that plan very precisely.
Great quote. Amazon has talked about this. I've talked about this before. They're not thinking about 2019. Probably we're 2020 right now. They're in 2021 from a planning standpoint.
Yep.
Man, I'm jealous of that. I mean, we try to get as far ahead, but anyway, good quote.
All right, for enemies versus friends. So fast casual brands have a new Fran. This is something that we've talked about a lot and will continue to do so. But delivery, so GrubHub released a report on the food and online ordering trends for the year, and they found that the majority of orders are being placed for fast casual restaurants, followed by quick service and then casual. But it was about 40% of orders were coming from fast casual. So I think it's interesting to see like what people are actually like wanting to get delivered to their home.
I mean, in my opinion, the insight behind that is you're still paying the same price as you would in a fancy restaurant to have that food delivered to you.
Yep.
So the price doesn't decrease, and in my opinion, it should, because restaurants that could decrease their real estate increase their product outside of house, and the expectations change because it's not coming straight to my table. It has to go through a path to get to my house. So a fast casual price point is already low enough where it's like, all right, it's worthwhile. So So the insight is that casual dining brands, if I'm you, actually incentivize those not to come to the restaurant. You don't need as much labor. Your processes are in the hands of a third party. I mean, there's so many benefits. So think about that as you're going back to the convenience factors. You're building the brand of the future. Maybe you don't need as much real estate. Maybe you don't need as much labor. Look at third-party delivery. Create a scalability on your menu to fit into the zone and be thought leaders. Be innovative in the way that you approach it.
That's all I got.
That's the 8.
Bye.
See you, dudes.